As the final act of World War II unfolded, with the Allied forces storming the heartland of Nazi Germany in the spring of 1945, the United States wasn't just coasting to victory. They were doubling down, hell-bent on cementing their status as the apex military force on the globe. In this high-stakes thrust, Uncle Sam rolled up his sleeves to create a colossal 13,000-pound guided warhead, a super bomb. Time was slipping away. This unique weapon, weighing as much as an African elephant and boasting the precision of a marksman, needed to be rushed into the European theater of operations if it was to leave its mark on the battlegrounds of Europe. It was a frenzied race against the clock on engineering. Meanwhile, as the Allies crossed the Rhine, a hive of activity buzzed within the secretive halls of Bell Aircraft's facilities. Here, a groundbreaking synergy was being forged. Engineers were fusing the cutting-edge radio guidance system of the American Variable Bombing Range 3 Razon with the raw brute force of the British 12,000-pound Tallboy bomb. The culmination of this extraordinary combination was a weapon unprecedented in its destructive power and pinpoint accuracy, a harbinger of devastation so extreme that not even the brave American air crews tasked with its delivery would be safe from the inferno of its impact. In February 1945, a groundbreaking military project took flight. Under contract with the United States Army Air Forces, Bell Aircraft embarked on developing a behemoth in aerial warfare, the ASM-A1 Tarzan. This guided bomb was a fusion of two revolutionary technologies: the radio command guidance system, a hallmark of the smaller VB-3 Razon, for range and azimuth only, and the British-engineered Tallboy, the 12,000-pound earthquake bomb, known in the USAAF as M112. The name Tarzan itself was a clever portmanteau, blending Tallboy and range and azimuth only, echoing the name of the famed fictional ape man Tarzan. Rechristened ASM-A1 in 1948, the Tarzan, developed under the project code MX674, featured an annular wing strategically placed around its midsection, aligning with the bomb's center of gravity. An octagonal tail surface at its rear housed the Razon control surfaces, essential for its precision. Designed to be carried aloft by the groundbreaking Boeing B-29 Superfortress bomber, the Tarzan bomb employed a sophisticated command link system. It combined the AN/ARW-38, Joint Army-Navy piloted aircraft radio automatic flight or remote control transmitter on the B-29 with an AN/URW-2 receiver on the bomb. This intricate system allowed for manual command guidance, enabling operators to adjust range and azimuth. The bomb could be steered with deadly accuracy until it reached its target. The Tarzan's trajectory was meticulously tracked visually, enhanced by a bright flare blazing from its tail. This innovation allowed for precise adjustments mid-flight, ensuring the bomb stayed on its course. Even when the weather and wind disagreed, the Tarzan's internal gyroscopes stabilized and directed it accurately to its target. Additionally, a sophisticated pneumatic system was employed to maneuver the bomb's control surfaces. The technology was cutting-edge engineering at the time. The effectiveness of this guidance system was undeniable. Testing revealed that the Tarzan boasted a remarkable accuracy of 280 feet, or 85 meters, a feat in precision bombing, especially compared to non-guided ordnance of the time, which were known to miss their mark by thousands of feet. But raw power comes with a price. The Tarzan, building upon the destructive Tallboy, weighed in at a hefty 12,000 pounds. Adding the annular wing and control surfaces further bulked up this aerial powerhouse, adding an extra 1,100 pounds. This sheer size and weight presented a unique challenge. The ASM-A1 was simply too massive to fit inside the bomb bay of a Boeing B-29 Superfortress. Instead, it demanded a semi-recessed mounting, with half of the weapon jutting into the airstream. This unconventional approach had its drawbacks. It increased drag on the bomber, creating a turbulent airflow that could disrupt the handling of the B-29 and compromise its speed and agility, even in the most perilous moments of a mission. Despite Bell's efforts, the ASM-A1 Tarzan project was not operational in considerable numbers by the time World War II drew to a close. Only its promising performance in testing saved it from cancellation. Relegated to a low-priority status, the project lingered on, biding its time. It wasn't until 1948 and 49 that limited testing commenced, a precursor to the weapon's defining moment. In 1950, additional trials at Alamogordo, New Mexico, proved pivotal. The Tarzan's performance was compelling enough to secure its approval for operational service in the Korean War. The baptism of fire for the ASM-A1 came in December 1950. Replacing the smaller, less effective Razon in operational service, the Tarzan was tasked with a formidable challenge, annihilating bridges and other hardened targets that the Razon could not conquer. The 19th Bomb Group, veterans of the Razon's combat missions, were chosen to wield this new titan of destruction. December 14, 1950, marked a significant milestone as the first Tarzan was unleashed in combat. As the largest bomb deployed in the Korean War, the Tarzan redefined the landscape of aerial warfare. Its targets were not minuscule. They were North Korean bridges and other fortified structures. The Tarzan's enhanced accuracy, starkly contrasting to the era's conventional dumb bombs, was a game-changer. This behemoth of a bomb proved its mettle, obliterating at least 6 high-priority targets over about 6 months of combat use. Among its victories was a hydroelectric plant, a testament to the guided weapon's prowess against bridges and the spectrum of conventional targets. Between December 1950 and March 1951, the skies above Korea witnessed the awe-inspiring presence of the Tarzan bomb in 30 high-stakes missions. This period of intense combat operations underscored the Tarzan's lethal efficacy, culminating in a significant contract to produce an additional 1,000 ASM-A1 warheads, a clear vote of confidence in this behemoth's capabilities. March 3, 1951, marked a pivotal moment in the Korean War. A fresh shipment of Tarzan bombs reached the Far East, reinvigorating the Far East Air Forces, or FEAF, with their destructive arsenal. This arrival ended a pause in raids that had been in effect since January 17th, once again bringing the might of these large guided weapons to bear against the enemy. However, warfare is always unpredictable. On March 29, 1951, a mission targeting Sinuiju was marked by tragedy. The group commander's aircraft encountered mechanical difficulties. This forced the pilot to give the order to prepare the aircraft for ditching. The crew rushed to jettison their payload. As they released the Tarzan bomb, they enjoyed a short-lived relief. Before it could reach a safe distance, the bomb detonated, and the gargantuan blast swallowed the aircraft whole. The 30th mission, just 3 weeks after the Sinuiju disaster, faced its own brush with calamity. Another Tarzan was unintentionally detonated after being jettisoned in a safe condition. Miraculously, this incident did not result in the loss of the aircraft. The investigation into the tragic incidents involving the Tarzan bombs revealed a critical flaw in the weapon's design. The culprit was the bomb's tail construction. When a safed Tarzan impacted the ground, its arming wire, meant to prevent accidental detonation, was dislodged. This mechanical failure ironically rendered the bomb unsafe, leading to unintended explosions from which the bombers could not escape in time. Following this revelation, modifications were swiftly made to rectify the issue and save the career of the Tarzan. However, the shadow cast by these safety concerns was long and dark. The increased maintenance costs of the Tarzan, when compared to conventional bombs, added further strain. Moreover, the bomb's guidance system had a significant limitation. It required clear weather for effective operation. This constraint not only reduced the weapon's usability, but also exposed the bombers to heightened risks, including enemy fighter attacks and vulnerability to anti-aircraft fire at the optimal bomb release altitude. Additionally, the Tarzan had been created to strike the sprawling urban centers of Germany and Japan. Its massive size and firepower were often overkill in Korea, where several medium-sized bombs to hit numerous targets were often valued over 13,000-pound bombs. Compounding these challenges was the Tarzan's disappointing reliability record. Of the 28 bombs deployed, only 6 successfully annihilated their intended targets. This poor performance rate, juxtaposed with safety and operational issues, led to a swift conclusion for the Tarzan program. The U.S. Air Force, weighing the myriad drawbacks, made the decisive call to cancel the production order. The Tarzan program was terminated in August 1951. This marked the end of a chapter in military aviation history, one filled with technological ambition, operational challenges, and harsh lessons in the balance between innovation and practicality in the theater of war.